JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 8th of October 2020. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's afternoon session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, some of the charts that I looked at this morning, just to see how everything is getting along, some new ones, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So, before we jump in, let's always have a, let's do what we always do, have a quick read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos. And of course, our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top, guys. So jumping into the charts now, the first one I want to pick up here is the German DAX. The index is pushing nicely above that psychological 13,000 zone. This is what I was talking about this morning. Basically, what I was saying, that if we get a nice good break above this, then yep, we can ignore this idea of a possible rising wedge here, and yep, we could continue targeting higher levels. As you can see, initially, the index did drift a bit to the downside. However, it found support somewhere around the 12,950 zone, reversed back up and climbed above this 13,000 zone, and is now pushing nicely north. However, of course, the market is still open, so let's see if this daily candle can remain above this barrier, above that psychological 13,000 zone. If it can, then yes, it increases the chances for a possible further move north, where the next target could be this low of the 18th of September around the 13,116 territory. That's going to be our next target, little target, and then we'll take it from there. For now, like I said, everything's looking quite positive, so let's see if the index is able to remain above that psychological 13,000 zone. If it cannot, well, maybe we could get a bit of a correction here back down towards this short-term upside support line taken from the low of the 25th of September. Quick update on S&P 500, and the index is but was yesterday pushing nicely to the upside. Did gain around 1.74%, but the most important is that from the technical side, it kind of still failed to remain above this 3,425 territory that I talked about to yesterday in my Traders Tea Time. Now what we're going to do here, we're still going to keep an eye on that barrier, and just let me double check this. The cash index here, we can see that the cash index is already trading above it. So basically what we're going to see here is a nice opening gap to the upside. Now, the most important, of course, for it to stay above this area, and if it does that, then the next target is that 33,479 zone marked by the high of the 4th of September, and then we'll of course take it from there. But again, what I was mentioning to you guys previously, that if we get a nice push above this area, above this 3,425 zone, this increases the chances for this index to travel towards the 3,479 zone. At the moment, this is happening exactly that on the cash index. So let's see if the price can remain above this 3,425 territory. If it cannot, and if it drifts back below this, then maybe we could see a bit of a decline here back towards this 21-day EMA. However, if you want to have a look at lower levels, well, probably wait for a drop below the current lowest point of this week, near the 3,355 territory. A nice good break below it could open the door towards lower levels, but again, at the moment, the downside could be slightly off the table, especially if the price continues to balance above this 3,425 zone. Quick update on silver. This is going to be a very quick update because yesterday I talked about this one and the same idea remains. Basically, we need to see a clear breakthrough one of these levels in order to consider the next short-term directional move. And because if we get a nice pop here above this 24.40 territory, this may open the door towards higher levels, because at the same time the price would be placed above the 21-day EMA here, shown as the yellow line, and more buyers could be joining in here and potentially driving this one further north. At the moment, as long as it's stuck here in between these two levels, between the 24.40 territory on the upside and the 22.89 zone on the downside, we will remain neutral, because if we want to look at some lower levels, we need to see that drop below this 22.89 zone, because at the same time the price would be placed below the 100-day EMA here, shown as the green line, and maybe that could attract a few more sellers. WTI Oil is pushing nicely to the upside. It's currently testing the 200-day EMA, so that's great news could be great news for the buyers, especially if it continues to rally here and overcomes this 200-day EMA and also pops above this 41.46 zone marked by the high of the 18th of September. If we get a nice move above it, then this would confirm a forthcoming higher high and more buyers could be joining in here, guys. So that's why for now be very careful. Although we are seeing a good push higher, still we need that confirmation break here, and ideally a daily candle remaining above this area, because what we don't want to see here is a false breakout where we get a nice pop here above this level. It travels a little bit higher, but then quickly reverses back down and still ends the day, for example, even not only even below this 41.46 zone, but also below the 200-day EMA. And then of course this kind of creates a bit of a problem here for more buyers. But again, like I said, that's why for now we're neutral, and or should I say, actually a little bit more cautiously bullish, I would say. But again, we need that confirmation break here above this barrier, above this 41.46 zone. Jumping into Litecoin, so I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, and also I've looked this morning. I looked at Bitcoin, and kind of it's the same idea. We're waiting for Litecoin to make a better move here, because as you can see, so far it's stuck in a little range here. Now, although we keep getting these overshoots and undershoots here, still the bodies of the candle remain between the 44.65 zone and the 47.25 level. So and when we're going to get a nice daily candle kind of remaining above this area, above this 47.25 zone, then yes, we could go for a bit of a higher level. On the downside, we need that daily close below the 44.65 zone, and then yes, lower levels could be met. So for now, keep your eyes on this one. Could be quite interesting, but like I said, we need that daily candle staying either above this 47.25 zone or below this 44.65 territory in order to consider the next directional move. USDJPY, and this one is also quite interesting. As you can see, the pair is trying to make its way higher. It's currently trading above the 21-day EMA here, shown as the yellow line, so that's good news. But as I mentioned to you guys previously, that in order to get a little bit more excited with the upside, a push above the 76.12 zone is required. So that's why wait for this break. Yes, we are trading above this 21-day EMA, but wait for that confirmation push above the 76.12 territory in order to get a little bit more excited with the upside, because such a move would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and yep, we could then maybe target the area at 77.65 zone. But again, for now, let's play a bit of a waiting game. I know there could be a lot of impatient traders out there, but like I said, we'd rather be safe than sorry. Euro GBP, this is just a quick update on what I was talking about this morning. Just a quick recap. Basically what I was saying, that given that yesterday this falling wedge pattern kind of initially was working nicely here. We saw this push higher, but what I was saying to you yesterday in my traders tea time, that be very careful and wait for that daily candle to kind of end, and you can see that this is exactly why I was saying that, because we saw a bit of a decline here this morning. We saw a decline and a push, of course, back into the formation. This morning, the pair was still hanging around here near this 21-day EMA, but what I was saying, that if we get a drop below this 0.9090 zone, then it could open the door towards lower areas, and we had exactly that. We had a nice drop below this zone. The pair drifted lower, but as you can see, the bulls are kind of trying to fight back here and trying to push the pair higher. Now, if you manage to catch this little drop here, that's great news, wonderful for you guys. But now probably what I would do here is I would probably wait and see how and where this daily candle will end in relation to this line, this 0.9090 zone. If it stays below it, then yep, maybe a bit of further declines here could be possible. But if it stays above it, well, I mean, then there is a possibility we could see this one reversing and pushing back to the upside again. However, still, as I mentioned to you previously, guys, if you want to look at some higher levels here, then wait for a pop above the 0.9157 territory, just to be on a little bit more on the safe side, because as you can see, this area, this level, or should I say this area around this level, is acting as a good area of resistance. So a nice good break above it may open the door towards higher levels. And finally, Euro USD. So the pair is a little bit undecided, as I've mentioned to you previously in my videos. The pair currently is oscillating around its 21-day EMA. So to be honest, we're taking a bit of a neutral stand here from the kind of short-term perspective, because what we want to see is either a break above this 1.18 territory, a nice good strong move above that 1.18 territory in order to aim for a further move higher, or a drop below the 1.1695, 96 territory, somewhere around here, in order to consider a bit of a decline. But until then, guys, until it's stuck in between these two levels, we're just taking a neutral stand. So this was a very quick update here, guys, for you. So like I said, not much has changed. We're just waiting for a few instruments to kind of make their moves, but once they do make those moves, this is where it could become very quite interesting. So that's why I'm going to pick up on some of those later on. So if you want to catch my video tomorrow morning, as always, my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Stay safe, be very careful, have your stop losses in place, and I'll see you tomorrow with my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.